All right, no time to give you guys 10 minutes of commercial intros and stuff. We have a special guest here. Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo, and I'm wishing I didn't know anything about comic books right now.
Yeah. So full spoilers
My God, this
if
is
you saw the video or the thing. We're gonna talk about Black Widow here, but one of the things we're gonna do, we're gonna give you a little no spoilers at first and then full spoilers. So, no banana bars. Oh, there's a ton of banana bars left. I made a whole tray. Watch my cooking streams.
yes. They're far more interesting than Black Widow. It's a better way to spend
time.
2 hours of your time.
And you have something productive. You know, you have something yummy at the end of it.
And you possibly you have a new skill.
Black Widow review time. Let's get negative.
It's not. Listen, I don't want to be negative, okay? But at the same time, you're not giving me a whole lot here to be positive about.
Like the first, maybe half hour of the movie? Or not half hour, the first half of the movie? Up until the dinner table, and we'll talk about that. I was like, alright, this is not too bad. This is kind of interesting. But I think it hit where other Marvel movies didn't for me, you know? It gave me something that Marvel movies really, really didn't. Which was kind of a chick flick about sisters, sort of. Problem there. There's some problem. Like halfway through, something happens in there that just takes me right out of it. But that's a me thing for sure. And I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. Like I kind of like I was actually kind of on board with this for the end of the first half of it. You know, people didn't like some of the discussions of wardrobe and costume things, and they didn't, and like I kind of liked that. I liked the vest scene. That was fun, you know. It's a Lifetime movie. It is a Lifetime movie, but I guess the most simple way to put it for me was that it is like a Lifetime movie that has no crapping idea if it wants to be a fun, you know, dysfunctional family reunion, or if it wants to take on serious, hard, heavy-hitting subjects that are way too dark and not at all fun to sit there and watch a movie about.
Mm-hmm.
That's my, I guess. Oh, what do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, I think everyone should go over this way and like and subscribe and share. Like I'm pointing in the right direction anyway. So that's amazing for me.
I hope so.
Yeah. But you know what? You're right. I mean, this movie has no idea what it wants to be. It has no idea what it wants to say, and it has no idea how to say it. It suffers from jarring inconsistencies, plot holes that you can just not so much plot holes, but plot logic. And we'll get to that in the the spoiler section.
It's like they got somewhere in a scene and they're like, oh shit, we have to give them a reason why they know and figure and have a plan for this thing. So let's insert a scene of like a flashback of 5 minutes ago and give you a solution to this weird, stupid ass Star Trek Discovery plot line that they brought in. That's what it reminded me of bad Star Trek in some places once it got all sciencey and actiony. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and the fact that, like I said, the conclusion, the climax, you can see it coming a mile away. Like I said, and there's just gaping holes in the logic, in the storytelling. It makes no sense. Like, well, why didn't this character do this? If this happens, and if this is the case, then why don't they do that? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense on that level. And like you said, this comes across. To me, it feels like a Lifetime movie of the week about a family. You know, Natasha lost her family. Will she ever get them back?
Well, that's our next parody. I mean, at least it's giving us a new commercial parody for it.
don't miss Scarlett Johansson in Bringing Up the Romanovs, you know?
Dysfunctional family reunion. Like, that part was fun. I kind of liked it. I liked the goofy chemistry with the family members, quote unquote family members, but I liked that. It was okay.
I like David Harbour as the Red Guardian. Make him into but they make him into a goofball though.
He's a little too goofy. He's a little too self-absorbed. He's a little too the sister, Florence Pugh. Oh my god, she's so good.
Oh my god.
She's so good. I liked her so much. I like her so much better than like Scar. Cause like ScarJo's great. She's standing around looking stoic, and they take shots at the superhero pose stuff, and I like those moments a lot. Actually, I really
that's another thing.
That part.
There's jokes inserted in there, and they just feel awkward.
Yeah, sometimes there are. Yeah.
Xenomorph. Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
There's a few too many suspension of disbelief things. Once we get into the spoils, we're getting into some of the
some of the action is just way too over the top. It feels like that they said, okay, we're gonna have to really ramp up the action because nobody's gonna want to see this movie.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Had they kept it kind of, I think was this going to be a Disney Plus series? Do you think? Because it kind of feels like it in some places. It kind of feels like, they could have done some of this in a way that, they could have put on television a lot better. And then they threw in this side plot. It's like they had a television prequel series and then they wanted to do this big movie. And it's like two different things they threw together.
This feels like a made-for-TV movie. This feels like it could have easily been a miniseries. And this reminds me a lot of WandaVision in that it completely just falls apart in the end.
No, you finished WandaVision, right?
Yeah, I did, regrettably. Oh my god,
I couldn't make it through WandaVision.
Holy cow, that was bad.
And I wanted to like WandaVision too because it's, all the old classic TV that I grew up on that I actually like. No, but this is like a dead flat, right in the middle, sort of probably like a 5 out of 10. It's not the most boring one, but it's certainly not that great. It's just not that great. We're not that great anymore.
It aspires to be not that great. It really is. It is a new level of mediocre. It really is. I mean, there are parts of it that I kind of liked, but at the same time, there are no stakes. We know what happens to the character. What happens to the character. There's just nothing to grab onto because you know that she's going to live long enough to die in Endgame in Endgame.
Well, and that's what kind of ruined it too. With we'll get into that in like the spoiler thing, but it's like you kind of forget about it until the end credits. Where like, oh yeah, and that's right, she does actually die. So okay, so you almost forget about it for a minute, but and that's not a spoiler for this. That's a spoiler for Endgame from 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. This feels like a movie they rushed to throw together after everybody did that knee jerk. Well, we wanted a Black Widow movie, not Captain Marvel, so they're like, oh okay, scramble, and then this is what we got.
Well, this started all back right around Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Why is Black Widow getting a movie? Why is Black Widow's great? Why Black Widow? And like fans support Black Widow movie. Oh, which Black Widow should have a movie? Where do I vote? Where do I vote? I want to vote for a Black Widow movie. I'm like, there's a reason why certain characters are supporting characters, and that don't really. Not to say they don't deserve, but they don't really need a movie of their own. It's because they are there to support another character. They are there to bolster and reinforce the plot for that character. They are the setup man so that someone else can knock it down.
And that's what it felt like in this too.
Always been that.
Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead, continue.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Well, you're saying she was always that way. That's what it was in this movie too. She was a supporting character to these stronger actors. Like, she's great, don't get me wrong. I love ScarJo, don't get me wrong. David Harbour, Rachel Weisz, and Florence Pugh blow her out of the crapping water in every scene she's in. She becomes the way too stoic brat. Like she's probably the least interesting person in this movie, and I hate that. Like, why are you a side character in your own movie? I went out of focus.
Yeah, she's really a supporting character in her own movie, which is terrible. I mean, like I said, I mean you find all the other characters much more interesting than Black Widow, because we've seen her story, how her story ends.
Right.
So, like, okay, we've seen how her story ends. So what about all these other characters? Oh, Florence Pugh's character is kind of interesting. Oh, David Harbour, yeah, he's interesting. The Melania, oh yeah, she's kind of interesting. Maybe. But we'll get it. But what she does midway through is like, okay, you know what? That's unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't. We'll save that for the spoiler thing.
Save that for the spoiler thing, because that's where it killed the movie for me. But no, this kind of like up until then, I'm like, okay, these characters are kind of like a goofy, dysfunctional spy family of. Yeah, all right. They were a little too funny and goofy though for how serious the freaking movie was. Like the subject matter that it deals with. And the deep, philosophical shit that they go through, and it just makes me think that like halfway through they decided, okay, let's make this like a feminist movie.
Oh yeah, the feminist stuff at the end. I mean, really, oh my god. Oh, jeez, that was just so heavy-handed. It really was. It was so freaking heavy-handed. And there are things you could see coming a mile away, and just like the symbolism of everything, it was just like, oh no, yeah, they went there. And we'll talk about that in the spoilers. So,
I don't recommend this. I don't think. I mean, unless you really want that little side piece and you watch everything. I mean, it's not really. I would say just wait until they set up the next characters, because that's like they're setting up Florence Pugh to be the next person coming in the next phase, right? She'll probably be in with the Marvels or something.
I really don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me. That's what it feels like. It just feels like kind of like a backdoor pilot for her character to come in and be the next.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they set up freaking. Okay, we're not going to give it away, but yeah, they are setting it up. We're not going to give away till the spoiler section, but it does feel like they are setting something up for her to come in and to have her own solo adventures. And like really another spin-off, really, of all the characters that you have in the Marvel pantheon, this is who you're going to go with? Really? Now listen, I was out of collecting comics for a long ass time, so forgive me if I don't know exactly who she is. Okay, I'd have to look it up, but at the same time, she's in one movie. That's not enough to base a whole other movie around. Or
I don't know, they'll give her a TV show. Maybe you think maybe they'll do that because she has this mission now. Well, we'll get into that in spoilers. Xenomorph Skull Hunter, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I survived my own movie, and all I got was the opportunity to fall off a cliff. Why is this not on a T-shirt? I don't know. It's a great idea. I'm sure Marvel will sue for it. That's a great idea. All right. And what's your score? What's a number score? And then we'll get into spoilers. So.
Well, I measured on the Chewbacca scale. So I mean, I give this 2 out of 5.
Wow.
2 out of 5.
I think
like I said, that's 6 Chewbaccas for movies that are so awesome that 5 cannot contain them. So I give this 2. A 2. 2 Chewbaccas.
See, I was thinking right in the middle, 5 out of 10, but this movie is gonna piss me off though. I think the more it sits with me.
Well, the more you think about it, the more you're gonna dislike it.
Yeah, it's gonna probably level out around a 3 or a 4 probably for me. But then again, Endgame also took a sharp nosedive after I saw it, because once you come off the hype of like, oh, new movie, then it's like, no. Yeah, like 3, like right around 3 for me is probably gonna be my final. Because I said about right in the middle, but I'm like, now that I'm thinking about all the stuff I didn't like about it, yeah, it's probably gonna level off. So somewhere in between a 3 and a 5 for me. I would wait until you cannot pay money to see this, and
don't go out of your way to see this.
It's a Redbox
by all means,
rental or a. Go see the Sparks Brothers documentary. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. You can go
That's
see
a 10
it.
out of 10. But then again, I'm a music geek and I really, really love the band, so and I did in the first place. See, I'd rather talk about movies other movies I saw recently. All right, now tell us what you think in the comment section below of the spoiler-free part. I'm gonna clip this and upload this as a separate video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.